welcome back to another episode of the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast. This is episode 117. It's a pleasure to record for you guys. Max, it's great to see you. I wish we were doing this in person, but hey, you know what? We got to roll with what we got to roll with. So it's a pleasure to see you on the screen. I'm so happy that we're officially back. Did you know that it's been 6 months since you've been on the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast?
I did not know that. That seems like a long time, Joe.
Yeah, we wrapped
That's
6
crazy.
months. I know we wrapped 6 months ago, and now we're back. We're ready for another.
Is that including clips that we've done now, or just full episodes?
Clips are clips, but the importance is the podcast, and we are back, and we are better than ever. It's kind of like a season 2. I would like to consider this like a season 2. So this is
the Max and Joey football show.
This is season 2 of the Inquisitive Mamba Podcast for the NFL season, for the NCAA season, which started this past week. We got to talk about that. So let's roll right into it.
Let's go, Joe.
Week 1 of college football, nothing short of spectacular. Georgia dominated Clemson. FSU 0-2. The Florida Gators, I'm not sure what's going on with them, but a lot of stuff happened in college football. USC, LSU, Miller Moss, Garrett Nussmeier, Brian Kelly pounding the table after the loss against USC. Is Lincoln Riley officially put USC on the map for this upcoming season, or for this official season now? It's going to be a great show. NFL Week 1 coming up here. Tomorrow we have the Chiefs and the Ravens, a preview or a rematch of the AFC Championship. We're here, as you can see by my jacket here. You guys have seen this jacket before. I'm so happy to record for you guys. So, Max, how are you feeling about FSU?
Dude, don't even get me started. Like, I'm already done with college football for the year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm officially a Bengals fan for the rest of the football season.
Oh yeah,
I've given up on college football after watching 2 absolute stinkers. Like, there's nothing we can do unless we maybe when they announce that they're benching DJ Ugly, I will maybe tune into that game, but I don't see that happening anytime soon.
The thing about with Florida State this season, right? You could have gotten Cam Ward this offseason. You could have went out and paid for him. NIL is the nature of college football now. He was down to Ohio State, Florida State, and Miami. You wanted to go with DJU because you were blindfolded what he did at Clemson. He didn't do anything at Oregon State. He played a total of 12 games there, and now you're paying the price. You're paying the piper, and DJU is not the guy that everyone thought he was going to be. I personally thought FSU was going to be their 12-game season. I was thinking probably 9-3, maybe 10-2, because I didn't think anything of the ACC for this season. But from what we've seen these past 2 games, Max, I think Florida State's season is officially over. I look deep into their schedule for this year. I think the best they go is 7-5, maybe 6-6 at the best, because the ACC doesn't look like it's going to get any easier. You still got to play Clemson. You still got to play Miami. You got to play Notre Dame. Who knows? So, and honestly, too, if this season finishes out the way I think it is, let's just say FSU goes negative. Let's just say 5-7, 4-8. Let's just say hypothetically, Norvell's gone. There's no way you can bring him back. You're an FSU fan. I mean, how can you bring him back? I mean,
he had an incredible season last year. I mean, just because things didn't go right this year.
But you were riding on Jordan Travis. All was riding on Jordan Travis. You could have easily gone out this offseason and you could have went out and got Cam Ward. You could have gone into the transfer portal even more than you already did. But hey, I mean, it's just the way college football is now. These fans don't have patience. They're already booing DJU to bring in Brock Glenn. I mean, that's insane. That's insanity. It's been 2 games. Fans with college football. He does, but it doesn't matter. The way college football is now, there's no patience. It is officially out the window. We've seen it. Coaches year in and year out, they get fired after a year.
Yeah, I mean, I think the good thing about the 12 game,
or 12-team playoff,
12-team playoff is that, I mean, even with an 0-2 start, the season's not over for us. I mean, obviously, if we keep playing like that, the season's over. But by some miracle, we finish out 10-2. We're still in it. Whereas 10-2 would not get you anywhere near the national championship ever.
Right. But my thing, too, is people have said, well, Georgia Tech and Boston College are a lot better than what they've been put out to be. No discredit towards Georgia Tech and Boston College, but when you come into the season as a top 10 ranked team, there are no excuses. And during that Boston College game, when I'm watching it,
hold on.
What?
There is definitely an excuse. Preseason rankings mean fuck
they
all.
Don't, they don't mean anything. But
they're guessing. It's these people guessing. It's
yes,
like ESPN
absolutely
guessing. It's not. It doesn't mean anything.
I'm with you. But when you sit there and you look at the talent and you look at my team versus your team going into this season, Georgia Tech versus FSU, there's no business why they lost that game. And then you played better against Georgia Tech than you did against Boston College. Something's not adding up right there. And now I guess you can blame DJU because it's all on the quarterback, but the defensive line looks atrocious. The Florida State's defensive line this season was supposed to be one of the best in the country. Listen, it's only 2 games. They could run the table from here on out. Who knows? Maybe they saw something else, but it's just the way college football is. But anyways, I want to stick here. I want to stick here on college football here briefly here. This upcoming week, Dylan Raiola versus Shedeur Sanders. Are you familiar with Dylan Raiola? He is the 5-star commit to Nebraska. He flipped his commitment. He was originally supposed to go to Georgia, but obviously Carson Beck is still there, and there was a situation with NIL. So Dylan Raiola decided to go to Nebraska instead, and now Nebraska is going to play Shedeur Sanders in Colorado this upcoming Saturday. Nebraska's already started talking trash. It's going to be a great game. I'm excited.
I'm excited for Colorado.
I'm going to say this here. I'm going to go out on a limb. If Colorado does have a positive season, if they can somehow get themselves into the top 25, which I don't think they can, if Travis Hunter balls out this season, he'll win the Heisman. He'll be the first receiver to win Heisman since Devontae Smith, but he would be the first receiver/cornerback, I would think, to ever win Heisman because he plays both positions. Imagine if Travis Hunter wins
Did Deion
Heisman.
win the Heisman?
No, I don't know. Not that I recall. I mean, I would have remembered.
You
if
wouldn't
Deion
have been alive, so you wouldn't remember it.
Well, I would have remembered if Deion would have won Heisman because he would have been up on the stage at one point during our tenure on this earth of planet we call, with all the other quarterbacks and players. And because I remember Desmond Howard won it in 1996 for Michigan. Deion was FSU. You can look it up, but I don't think Deion Sanders won Heisman. Didn't win Heisman, right? He didn't, right?
No, he did not.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He did not.
I didn't think so. But anyways, the point here is if Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders in Colorado, like if they ball out this season and they live up to the expectations or the hype with all the hype train and everyone hates Colorado, imagine if Travis Hunter could win, if he wins Heisman. That would be insanity.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, why couldn't he? Like, he's the most all-around athlete in the entire NCAA.
Because you know how high the Heisman is. They love giving it to a quarterback, running backs sometimes, but they love giving it to a quarterback. They love giving it to especially a high-power conference. They're not even anywhere near remotely close to a Georgia, an Alabama, or Ohio State. And personally, I think my Heisman pick this year to win the Heisman is Carson Beck from Georgia. I think if Georgia and Carson Beck run the table, let's just say they dominate and they go out and they ball out and they beat Alabama, they beat Ole Miss, they beat Texas, and Carson Beck outperforms Jalen Milroe, he outperforms Quinn Ewers, and he dominates, there's no reason why he wouldn't win Heisman. Now, I know it's early on. Don't get me wrong here. It's very early. It's only week 2 coming up
also,
here.
Like, when do Alabama or like
when
Georgia
does Alabama and
quarterbacks
Georgia play?
when do Alabama and Georgia quarterbacks win Heismans? Like, they don't win Heismans because they're not the focal point of like the team.
Oh, I mean, Alabama's had their quarterbacks that have won Heismans.
How long ago?
Didn't Jalen Hurts win? Oh no, he won for Oklahoma. I know Alabama's had a Heisman quarterback in the past 10 years, I would say. But still, I'm pretty sure.
Like,
but anyways,
usually, I mean, I don't see somebody like Carson Beck being.
Why wouldn't
like,
he?
that team is just going to dominate?
Because he's arguably the best player in college football this year. He could potentially go number 1. That's the reason why he came back is because the quarterback class was so heavy last year. But yeah, Carson Beck is the focal point of the Georgia offense for sure. Their defense is great.
But weird looking guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, but he's really, really good. So what I'm saying is you put Jalen Milroe and you put Carson Beck next to each other because they're going to have to square off against one another. You're going to have to put Jalen Milroe, Quinn Ewers, and Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers, when they play against each other. If Carson Beck outperforms Ewers and he outperforms Milroe, then he would definitely win Heisman. Now, obviously, I know it's early, but I'm giving you
Bryce Young won the 2021 Heisman Trophy. It's the first quarterback in Alabama history to win the Heisman.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying is he can definitely he's actually not the favorite. Dylan Gabriel's actually the favorite right now to win the Heisman from Oregon. But it's early on. I'm just giving you my prediction or my candidate to win the Heisman candidate trophy. But I would love to see Travis Hunter because that would be
hell yeah. I'd love to see Colorado win. Like, they're fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what they'll do this week against Nebraska. That'll be a fun game to watch. But this upcoming week too, we have Texas and Michigan playing against each other in the Big House. Texas is actually favored by 7 points. If Michigan plays like the way they did against Fresno State against Texas, they will get 50 hung on them. They will lose. They will get blown out because Texas is not playing around. Texas just beat Colorado State 52-0. You can say it's Colorado State, doesn't even matter. The way Michigan played against Fresno State, if they play like that against Texas, they will be getting blown out. And Michigan fans will be having a lot of sad towels. That's for sure. So, but good game.
I wouldn't be upset by that.
I know you won't be, but it'll be a great game this upcoming Saturday. It's going to be a fun one to watch. But yeah, great week of college football from week 1. But officially, before we wrap up, we got to talk about the Gators, and we have to talk about the USC LSU game. Did you catch any of the USC LSU game?
I did not, Joe.
I wish you would have saw the catch by Kyron Hudson, the USC guy. Did you see the one-handed catch he made?
Yeah, I saw that.
When I first saw that, I was like, there is no way he caught this ball. But then I was like, there's no way they're going to be able to overturn this catch. There's not enough substantial evidence on the field. And that was a hell of a catch. In my lifetime, that was one of the greatest catches I've ever seen.
Better than Odell?
You can't say it's better than Odell because the 3 fingers thing that Odell did, and it was also a pass interference call. That was actually Brandon Carr, the pass interference call against the Cowboys on that Sunday night crazy game. But no, it's not better than Odell because Odell had the 3 fingers back. But Kyron Hudson, it rivals it for sure because
yeah, that's insane.
The way he caught it and the way he went to the ground with it too and was able to maintain possession. That was incredible. That was even crazier. But
yeah, that was pretty impressive.
But hey,
yeah, wow, he went. Oh yeah, and then
yeah,
that's a hell of a catch. It wasn't as clean. Like he had to fight for it.
I mean, there's been other catches. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins has made crazy catches. I mean, there's been other ones, but yeah, I mean, definitely in the last, I guess, 10 years or so, or in this football media space, yeah, it's definitely one of the best catches in our lifetime so far. But anyway, sticking on that USC LSU game, I was extremely impressed by USC's defense. The way they played, the way they came out against LSU, I was shocked. I was like, oh, maybe we're going to see the same USC team we've seen in the past few years. They get a 50 hung on their defense. Their offense is really good. Lincoln Riley's calling these great plays for these quarterbacks that he's been with. And that was the complete opposite. But the main thing about USC is they fired their defensive coordinator last year, Alex Grinch, and they brought in UCLA's defensive coordinator, who is DeAnt Lynn. He's related to Anthony Lynn. You remember Anthony Lynn? He was the Chargers head coach. In the NFL. Yeah. So I was really impressed by USC's defense. I mean, the way they showed up, I don't think most people expected them to play like that because everyone's like, oh, the Pac-12, their defense, but now they're in the Big Ten. So, but I don't understand how LSU lost that game. Brian Kelly clearly didn't have them prepared, but did you see afterwards when he was pounding his fist on the table? Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
He is so cringeworthy. And then some people go back and forth and like, well, what has Brian Kelly done? His track record, he's never won a national championship. Yeah, he had Notre Dame in that great position all those years. But then you come to LSU, he hasn't won anything there. LSU is just riding off the LSU because the SEC and the recruits that they get, but he hasn't done anything. No, he's not on the hot seat, but you can't go into that game. Brian Kelly has lost 5 straight openers in the past 5 years. LSU lost this year. They lost last year to FSU. It's like something is not right there. However, before we wrap up of college football, we have to talk about the Florida Gators. Did you watch that Miami UF game?
No.
That was an actual embarrassment. I can't believe. I knew Miami was a good team. I knew that they were going to come in guns blazing. Cam Ward, transfer from Washington State, could have went to the NFL draft this past season. The quarterback class was really heavy. He looked like the best college quarterback this past week. But the point here is Florida didn't even look prepared. It looked like the exact same Florida team from the year before and the year before. It's the coaching, it's the discipline, it's the offsides, it's the roughing the passer. It's like these guys don't learn. I don't understand it. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but
I'm just happy that FSU is not the only stinker in Florida. It really sucks when FSU's bad and UF is good. That's just not a fun time for an FSU fan, and the other way around. Gators, at least we're both bad.
Max, the Gators are projected to go 2-10 this year. Would you believe me if I told you that? Would you believe that?
Yeah, I mean, who
Have
you
you
could
seen their
predict anything.
have you seen their schedule? I mean, they have the hardest schedule in college football. It's insane. You got to play Georgia, you got to play Ole Miss, you got to play Texas, you got to play Kentucky, got to play Tennessee, got to play LSU, Florida State. I mean, that's 6 games right there. After this game here, then they got to play A&M as well. So they play Samford this week, and then they got to go play A&M, and then after that it's UCF or Mississippi State, and then after I think it's after the Kentucky game, or after the UCF or Mississippi State game. The rest of the opponents are all ranked, and those are probably all losses. Now, if Florida goes 2-10, there is no way that they bring back Billy Napier. The experiment is over. I think the experiment is over right now. Billy Napier is 11-15 in his first 26 games for Florida. Dan Mullen was 21-5 in his first 26 games for Florida. Everyone's like, well, Dan Mullen, he quit on Florida, this and that. It just makes zero sense. But this is what happens when you go get an also-ran coach like Billy Napier, who hasn't proven anything in college football. He was in the Sun Belt winning a Sun Chip championships. This is why you have to go get a real coach. If Florida, this season's over, whatever. Billy Napier, he'll get fired. And then the real question remains is, will DJ Lagway come back? Because if Florida stinks it up this year and Lagway's supposed to be this phenom, which I think he will be, why would he stay at Florida if they're going to be a dumpster fire? If you can't go get me a real coach, I can go anywhere I want. My dad DJ Lagway's dad wanted him to go to USC. It was Lagway wanted to play for Florida, but his dad wanted him to go to USC. So when you sit there and you go at the end of the season and his team and his dad and the coaches in UF, why would I come back to Florida when I can go anywhere I want in the country? And I know I'm a 5-star. I can play just about anywhere, minus Georgia, Alabama, whatever. You get my point. But when you sit there and you look at it, the Florida Gator standard is not acceptable. Same thing for Florida State, right? But the Gators, they've had this track record these past few seasons like this, just going down and down and down. Now, obviously, you could have said shoulda, woulda, coulda. I really wish the Mullen experiment would have worked out. But you're the Florida Gators. You have arguably have the most money in college football. You have a huge NIL program, et cetera, et cetera. Your other sports are great. There's no excuse why they're in this situation here. Now, fans, I know they're overreacting because they're 0-1 and maybe Miami is a lot better than what people put them out to be, but there's no excuses why you go and show up in that performance week 1 against Miami in your house in the Swamp. That's the most points they've given up in a home opener, they've said, in God knows how long. You can understand why I'm fired up, because it's tiring, it's sickening to sit here and see that this continues to happen. Something's got to change. You're going to have to get rid of Billy Napier. But then again, as a coach in college football, Max, you're going to go around and you're going to look around and go, do I want to go to Florida? I can go somewhere else that's been much better. And if Florida doesn't want to pay whoever they want to pay, they're going to have the same problem, because Napier's going to be gone. He's already on the hot seat. It's just, there's no way they're going to keep him. So, and what's going to happen?
Bring back Urban Meyer?
I'm really glad you brought that point up, too, because Urban Meyer has been on podcasts, he's been on clips, and personally, from what I've seen and how everything transpired before and all the stuff that happened, maybe you could bring him back, maybe you could repair the relationship, or maybe the relationship wasn't as bad as they put it out to be. But why would Urban Meyer want to go back there when, especially with the way college football is now with NIL and the transfer portal? You can't get any commitment. You can't get any trustworthy loyalty players anymore, because they can just bounce after a year. Does Urban Meyer want to sit there and rebuild a program that he already rebuilt up back when we were adolescents, when they won 2 national championships? Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? So I think Florida, I'll give you my coaching list that I've done some research on. I think Dan Lanning would be a great candidate for Florida. He's the Oregon head coach. He was the coordinator for Georgia a few years back. He's already proven it at Oregon. But would he want to come there? He's already cushy at Oregon. I understand Florida's a bigger program. They could offer him whatever they wanted. And then 2, Lane Kiffin. Obviously, he's the Ole Miss coach. He coached under Saban. Everyone knows who Lane Kiffin is, the Lane train. He was at FAU for that short stint there. But, I mean, maybe you could get Lane Kiffin, but he signed an extension already. But, I mean, hey, when you sit there and you look at what coaches are out there, there's not that many. Maybe you can try to lure an NFL offensive coordinator from the NFL and bring him to Florida. But this will be the 3rd head coach that the Florida Gators have fired in the past. You fired Mullen, you're going to fire Napier, and you fired McElwain. That's 3 coaches in 7, 8, 9 year span. I'm done talking about the Gators. It's
college football's a mess.
College football's a mess, and it's not going to change, Max, with the landscape of the NIL, because like that's why Saban left. You can't get any commitment, you can't get any loyalty. There's no trustworthy players. I can stay here for a year and I can go bounce. Dylan Gabriel just did it with Oklahoma last year. He just left Oklahoma, and then he went to Oregon. There's no loyalty anymore in college sports, and that goes with anything. So, anyways, let's move on to the WNBA here briefly. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. There is no debate for the Rookie of the Year, Max. The Indiana Fever, Chicago Sky, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. We're sticking on these two here. You pull up their stats side by side. You pull up the graphic. There is no comparison. It's mind-blowing that people are sitting here and saying Angel Reese is the Rookie of the Year just because she has a rebound record. Whoop-de-doo, 405 rebounds in a season. That's great. Angel Reese could be in the WNBA Rookie of the Year conversation, Max, if the Chicago Sky were actually good. Caitlin Clark has put her team in position. They're actually in the playoffs now. They just clinched their first playoff spot since they just clinched their first playoff spot since 2016. She has changed that culture around. Angel Reese, great rebounds, but the way the media has spun it, they're trying to say that Caitlin Clark is not the Rookie of the Year. How? If you pull up, it's actually kind of funny. You know who Cheryl Swoops is? She's a former WNBA player. You pull up Cheryl Swoops' MVP season compared to Caitlin Clark's Rookie of the Year season. Guess who has better numbers? Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
And Cheryl Swoops didn't want to do a broadcast because of how much she hates Caitlin Clark. These WNBA players cannot handle what she has brought to the table. I did some research. There's some statistics here. I'll give you one here. I got to find it here for a second. Here it is right here. Or is it here? Since August 15th, the WNBA YouTube account has uploaded 44 game full highlights. Total views for the 38 games without Caitlin Clark, 1.388 million. With Caitlin Clark, total views, 2.12 million. It's
billion?
like million. Clark report, million. I'll show you the screen. Million.
Wait, so you said without Caitlin Clark they got 1 million. With Caitlin Clark they got 2 million?
2 million, yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal.
I mean, that's a lot. $1 million.
Well, how many did they post more clips with her or without her?
No, they posted with her. Without her, they got less. With her, they got more. And that's a given. That's not a secret. But anyways, the point here is yeah. I'm just tired of the rookie of the year race between these two because there is no comparison. It's right. Like I actually saw this. This person made a great point. I don't know who they are. They were just on Twitter X. When did we praise Dennis Rodman for getting all these crazy rebounds? We never compared him to Jordan. We never compared him to LeBron. The narrative between Clark and Reese, there is no debate. There hasn't been since the Chicago Sky got punked last Friday night. The Fever won 100-81, and Clark dominated the game. Anyways, my point here is you know where I stand, but I'm excited for this WNBA playoffs coming up here. It's actually really exciting. The Fever started the season off 1-8. Everyone was calling for the Fever coach's head. Caitlin Clark's overrated, this, that. And they just won again. They just beat the Sparks tonight. She had almost a triple-double performance. They just won. So they've won since the Olympic All-Star break. They've won. I think they're 6-1 or 5-1. They got to play the Minnesota Lynx next game, but it's going to be a great end to this season. I'm excited. And two, also, Caitlin Clark has put herself in the MVP conversation. She's not going to win MVP because A'ja Wilson's going to win it. She's a superstar phenom. She's had an amazing year. She's broken a bunch of records. But as a rookie, to put yourself in the WNBA MVP conversation with A'ja Wilson, who's already an all-time great, they've already won 2 championships for the Las Vegas Aces, is special. When have we heard a rookie in sports in recent years who has put themselves in an MVP conversation? Can you remember one? Because I can't. Maybe like LeBron James in 2003 with the Cavaliers when he got drafted. Maybe like, no, you can't. I guess you could say CJ Stroud last year for a very short time, but not like not this level. No, I mean McDavid had a really good rookie year, but not MVP level. I mean nobody's gotten this type of attention for putting yourself in the MVP conversation. And hey, yeah. I don't think she's going to win MVP, but she could finish second, and I don't remember the last time a rookie has finished second in MVP voting in any sports. But anyways, I'm excited for the rest of this WNBA season. It's going to be great. And let's move on to some NFL. Week 1 of the NFL.
Joe, you and me, Patriots and Bengals.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to give you guys the win already because I'm not excited at all. I have no excitement to watch Jacoby Brissett. I mean, hey, you know what? It'll be cool to see the Patriots back. I'll still get excited, but the Bengals should rout us. Even if Jamar Chase didn't play, you guys would still beat us. You could put out Jermaine Burton, who's your fourth or fifth receiver. You could put out Yoshi, Andre Yasavas, whatever the hell you pronounce his name out there, and they'd still beat the Patriots. They're not. Jacoby Brissett is not going to lead us to the promised land. I think the Bengals are actually favored by. Yeah, they're in a tough spot. But hey, you know what? As long as
we're -8.5, Joe.
Mm-hmm. As long as Drake May, gets some sort of playing time this season, I'll be happy. But hey, you know what? I'm just happy football's back. But anyways, Chiefs Ravens tomorrow night, rematch of the AFC Championship. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes again. Can Lamar Jackson go into the Kansas City Chiefs Stadium tomorrow? Yeehaw, and win it. Can he make a statement tomorrow night? Because last year the Lions went into Kansas City and they beat the Chiefs 21-20. You can look it up. 21-20 they won. It came down to that crazy fourth down play at the end of the game. It was like 4th and 18 or whatever. Travis Kelce didn't play. Chris Jones didn't play. But it's going to be a great game tomorrow night. Marlon Humphrey's already started talking trash. No Hollywood Brown for the Chiefs tomorrow night. Remains to be seen if Rashee Rice will play because we don't know if he's suspended or not. We haven't seen any ruling on that. We know Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out because he's dealing with some PTSD, mental health stuff. But it's going to be a great game tomorrow night. I'm excited. Derrick Henry's first time suiting up for the Ravens. Ooh,
dude,
get your anytime touchdown bets ready for Derrick Henry.
Oh my god, dude! I don't want anyone to win. I hope both quarterbacks tear the ACLs and just call it a day. I don't want obviously for our future we need the Chiefs to win.
Well, of course,
but I don't want to see the Chiefs win.
No, but I am so excited to watch
standings.
This might be the Chiefs and Ravens game tomorrow night. Max might be the biggest game of the NFL slate of this season. So, I know it's only week 1, but still, I mean, these two teams.
How did we let the Ravens get the Derrick Henry, dude?
I mean, I think he wanted to play with big trust. He wanted to get the hell out of Tennessee, that's for sure.
How did we let the Ravens do that?
How many touchdowns do we think Derrick Henry's getting this year? I'm going to say 15 rushing. I'm going to say 15 rushing. Derrick Henry might not even have to rush a lot. They can just put him in at the goal line. Gosh, it's going to be great tomorrow night. I can't wait. And a special somebody's going to be in attendance. You know who?
Tay Swizzle.
Tay Swift. Did you see the NFL hype video? Did you know the NFL hype video, they showed Taylor Swift a total of 5 times? 5 times in a 28-second video compared to they showed Brock Purdy once, Burrow once. They showed Taylor Swift 5 times. Fans were enraged. You know what?
It's all about T Swift.
It's about drawing more fans in. I don't care if the NFL is the biggest thing in the world. They did it last year. They're going to do it again. They're not going to stop. The NFL will continue to try to draw in the pop culture fans by putting Taylor Swift on there. It's not going to change. And yes, Max, 100%. Taylor Swift will be at the Chiefs-Ravens game tomorrow night. She has a break. She doesn't go back on tour until October 18th in Miami. But don't ask me if I'm going or not because my piggy bank doesn't match the requirements for the ticket prices. The ticket prices are they're like $3,000 a ticket for nosebleeds, like $7,000 for floor seats. But anyways, my point is I'm excited for tomorrow night. It's going to be a great game. I took the Chiefs money line already. I took the Chiefs Ravens under 46.5, and I'm excited to see. But it's going to be great.
You took Ravens, the under on 2 high-powered offenses.
Because I'll tell you why. Because in regular season, usually in home openers, in first game back, lot of rust. I think that two really good defenses. The under the under hit last year, and there might be some rust. I mean, they're 2 great offenses, but they haven't officially hit their stride yet. Could be 2 defensive juggernauts going at it. Could be if the under is 46.5, it could be maybe a 13-10 first half. I don't think it's going to be very high scoring, but that's just me. I could be wrong, but I got the under and I got Chiefs money line. I didn't take Chiefs -3 because I feel like Vegas knows exactly what they're doing. I feel like the Chiefs could win by a field goal or the Ravens lose by a field goal and then it pushes. So I have the Chiefs money line. And the line has been fluctuating back and forth. It's like 2.5, 3, but I'm so happy we could talk about sports gambling now because it's officially legal in Florida. And I bet my ass off. So I won a lot of money on the WNBA this past weekend. That was a nice. I didn't even have to pay anything out of pocket. I got a lot of DraftKings bonus bets. They gave me like
Roll
10
it
bonus
over, Joe.
bets. I
Well,
can't.
they
I had
want
to.
you to take They want you to take the bonus bets, Joe.
I had to do it though. I don't live in Maryland or Philadelphia, so I had to use them up. So I just placed all my. So I have this weekend. I have Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown, which is tomorrow, Friday night, and then I have Christian McCaffrey anytime. So maybe one of those hit, and I can put some money in my pocket.
I'll take Christian McCaffrey anytime, baby.
Yeah,
McCaffrey can score as much as he wants. He's
you
on
have
my
him?
team.
Do you have him in fantasy?
Yeah, I got the first
You have him in
overall
fantasy?
pick.
Oh,
Yeah, my
really?
team's pretty. My team's pretty
Oh, yeah?
stacked. You were there, Joe. You
I
watched.
know.
me
I
fucking dominate.
I totally forgot that was the first. Like you got the first pick off that. I completely forgot.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I've got. I'm looking at Luke.
Go ahead.
Luke McCaffrey is on my bench as well, so
Luke
I expect
McCaffrey.
Luke McCaffrey
Is
to be
that
the big pickup.
Is that the Rams receiver?
No, Luke
Did
McCaffrey
he go to the Rams?
plays for Washington.
That's who it is. Yeah. I remember he got.
They're
drafted.
brothers, I think.
Yes, they are. They are brothers. Yes, he got drafted.
Yeah.
And
then
dad,
also Joe Chase
Yep.
Brown, sleeper pick of the entire draft. Chase Brown will be scoring 25 touchdowns this year.
he lives here in Fort Myers.
Yeah, not that Chase Brown, Joe.
Chase Brown and Zach Moss, your running backs. How you feeling? Anyways, but this upcoming
What is there to be excited about that? You know, Joe.
This 5 days in a row of football is going to be electric. Might be the best time in football history. Thursday night kickoff, Friday night Packers Eagles, Saturday all day college football, Sunday all day
I
NFL,
didn't know we had a Friday game.
and Monday we have the Jets and the Niners. It is this.
Are you gonna watch every game?
Every game. Game. I will not miss it. Thursday night, Chiefs, Ravens. Mark it in your calendar, boys and girls, because I know you girls now, you out there watch football because of Taylor Swift. Friday night, you got the Packers, Eagles in Brazil, which the players don't even want to be there. That's a whole nother story. Saturday, all day college football. Sunday, all day NFL. Officially Sunday NFL kickoff. Monday, Jets, Niners, Monday Night Football. Dun, 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 dun. It's going to be a great weekend.
Jeez, Joe.
You could put me in a room with 50 TVs, give me an AC unit, some water, some food, and I wouldn't come out for like 5 straight days.
You need to go Uncle Tom's.
Well, Sunday for the game.
I'm working, Joe.
Oh,
And Tom will not let a Patriots fan in his house on it when they're playing the Patriots.
Are you working Sunday?
At 1:00.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I got to get my leg amputated.
Yeah.
I'm sick. I'm sick.
I'm
Are you
working at a
serious?
sports bar there, so I'll be able to watch the game.
You're doing photography?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
All right.
it sucks.
I am so excited.
I'll finish my first half, so maybe we can watch the second half together.
I really don't think you're missing much, but let's stick here briefly on the Bengals. Jamar Chase is officially back here practicing with the Bengals. The street clothes are off. He is officially practicing. The Bengals and Jamar Chase have to get a deal done. It's got to happen. Either I would think it's got to happen between tonight and before Sunday. You would think, because now he's back, right? Because the whole thing was, is he going to get paid or not? But two, also with Jamar Chase, he's got 2 more years left on his deal. Don't
even get me started, Joe. Holding out 2 years early is the most insane thing I've ever seen.
Because he sees Justin Jefferson out there. Now I understand he doesn't, because he wants the long term, he wants the guaranteed. But if he was smart, well, I guess there's 2 sides of it too. If he was smart, I think he would wait and then get more money, because the market and the salary cap is only going to continue to go up. But I think in his mind, he wants the money now, which I think is foolish. I think he should wait it out.
Yeah.
He knows the Bengals are going to pay him. They're not going to, Jamar Chase is not going to walk from the Bengals. It's not going to happen.
I don't know, man. We don't have money like that.
Go ahead.
We've never been able to hold on to big guys.
You won't pay T. Higgins, but you will pay Jamar Chase. You have to pay Jamar Chase. There's no way. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are like peanut butter and jelly. They're like glue. Yeah, LSU Tigers. There's no way.
But why would we pay him 2 years early? That makes no sense.
Well, I don't think you would pay him now, but I'm saying they're going to pay. I don't think Jamar Chase will be let go. He's obviously going to get paid, but it's like, I don't know. Should you pay him now? Should you wait? But I don't know. I mean, obviously the Bengals, they want to wait because he's going to cost a lot of money. And the thing too is if Jamar Chase, let's just say this, he plays out this contract this year. Also too, Justin Jefferson also played out 1 more year before his contract was expired, because this would have been his last year before his rookie deal was up. If Jamar Chase was smart, he would play this season out and the salary cap's going to go up next year, and he's going to get even more money. I mean, but hey, you know what? It's his agent is pressuring him. I'm sure Justin Jefferson is in his ear like Draymond was to Durant in that meme video.
Salary cap going to go up next year? It just went up this year, didn't it?
It's going up. It's going up every year.
No, it's not.
It goes up, increases. It's what? How much is it now? 200 million? 220? I feel like it's always going up. Look it up. I feel like the salary cap is it's always rising. Look it up.
13% increase.
Holy shit! 13% increase. Goodness gracious.
Here we go. Cap history. 224. Yeah, you're right. It goes up every year. Actually, in 2021, it went down 8%.
Well, I mean, you get my point. Like
it's only ever gone down.
Yeah. What I'm saying is the contracts continuously.
It was an uncapped year in 2010. Oh, because was that a holdout
lockout?
Year?
Was that the lockout?
Yeah.
I think it was. Anyways, all right. I'm going to give you my NFL division winner picks. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I got the Jets winning the AFC East. I got the Ravens winning the AFC North. I'm sorry for you for your Bengals fans. You as well. I got the Texans winning the AFC South. I think that's a no-brainer. The Chiefs AFC West. That's an easy one. Eagles in the NFC East. I think they should handle that, no problem. The Lions should handle their division, no problem. Falcons. I got the Falcons winning the NFC South. I know a lot of Bucs fans and a lot of other NFC South fans will be like, "Whoa, what the hell?" And then I've got the Niners winning the NFC West. So I want you to write that down and tally how I make out the rest of this season. So those are my division winners, and I'll see how I do. And you ready for my Super Bowl prediction?
I'll give you my Super Bowl prediction.
Okay, you give your Super Bowl prediction. I'll give you mine.
All right, Bengals versus the Lions.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I said a Super Bowl winner. My apologies. Okay, who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
Bengals.
Oh my gosh, you biased mother. All right. Ready for my Super Bowl prediction? Who do you think I'm going to pick to win the Super Bowl?
The Chiefs.
You got it. The reason why I will sit here and I think the Chiefs will win the Super Bowl why I think they'll be the first team to three-peat in NFL history is because they didn't really lose much. They only got better, I feel like. Yeah, they lost L'Jarius Sneed. Mahomes is coming back for another year. You just added Xavier Worthy, the rookie. You just added Hollywood Brown. You brought back Juju Smith-Schuster. They have a bunch of weapons now on offense. I feel like their offense is going to completely change. And their defense, they didn't really lose much. And when you sit there and you look around the AFC, who really scares them? I think they're really only threat. If Joe Burrow can stay healthy, yes, of course, because he's done very well against Mahomes. But when you sit there and you look around the AFC, I know it's very early, but the Ravens are really the only team that can beat them. And they couldn't even beat them last year. And Mahomes is a bad man. He's a bad man. Now everyone's like, "Oh, it's not really a hot take." No, it's just being realistic about it. NFC, maybe the Lions could go, maybe the Niners. I'm not the biggest Brock Purdy fan, but you know who I do have making the playoffs though? I have the Chicago Bears making the playoffs. I think Caleb Williams gets them into the playoffs this year. They have a lot of pieces on offense. Their defense is good, and I think Caleb Williams can lead them into the playoffs. And I don't think the NFC is really that strong as it is. But it's going to be a fun NFL year. I'm excited, and yeah, I'm excited. Who do you got coming out of the? What do you got for the Jets this season? How are you feeling about Rodgers? That was on my mind.
It's so hard to tell, dude. We haven't seen Rodgers play in 2 years, and he's 40 years old.
He is
41 years old.
Yep.
I have no predictions. They should be good.
That AFC East division is going to be an absolute juggernaut. Buffalo, the Jets, and Miami. I do think
not the Patriots.
No, we're not relevant. However, I think that the Buffalo Bills will take a step back this year. You lost Stephon Diggs. I think that's going to be a big loss there. Your receivers aren't. I mean, yeah, Keon Coleman, you drafted from Florida State, who's a fun player to watch. But I think the Bills will take a step back this year. They've lost a good amount of pieces, and if they do take a step back, I think that Sean McDermott will be getting his red papers at the end of this season. But it's going to be a fun season. I'm excited to watch. I'm excited to watch Bo Nix and Sean Payton, how Bo Nix will do his rookie year. All the rookies, of course, I know Drake May isn't starting week 1, but you got Jaden Daniels, you got Caleb Williams, you got Bo Nix. It's going to be a fun year coming up here. Who's the most player you're looking forward to watching? Like who's like
Joe Burrow
besides the Bengals? No. Somebody that you love watching besides your favorite team.
Xavier Legette.
Oh, the South Carolina kid that went to the Carolina Panthers with that accent. Yeah.
I can't wait to see that.
I'm excited to watch Caleb Williams. I mean, what we saw in preseason, I know a lot of people say you can't really judge preseason, but we get to watch him against the Titans week 1. He's going to be fun to watch. I think Caleb Williams is going to be the guy, and I think that he is going to put the Bears in playoff contention. And I think we're going to see kind of what we saw with the Texans last year with CJ Stroud. Speaking of the Texans, they're going to be a really good team. They have arguably one of the best teams on paper. So I'm excited for this upcoming NFL season. What do we got?
Let's do it, Joe. NFL, we're back.
We are so back. But anyways, I am excited for this upcoming NFL season. You want to hear some? You want to hear a few crazy things?
No, I'm going to bed.
Oh, you're done?
We've been going. I thought you were winding up. We've been going for 45 minutes.
Oh, I haven't even finished yet. I was gonna wrap up. Like I had to end plug the socials and say a few other things.
That's what I was saying. Wrap it up.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, man, you kind of stumped me here. I was gonna roll right into it.
You didn't put that on the. You said the tonight's show, and then it was NFL.
I did.
The last thing.
I didn't even say anything about your favorite part, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce.
Yeah, we talked about Taylor Swift in the NFL thing.
No, you missed it. This is even better than that. I don't know if you saw what happened, but there was a fake tabloid. There was a fake PR stunt that came out that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift actually broke off, or they're not together anymore. Did you see that? It's all over the internet right now.
I do not follow Taylor Swift like you do, Joe.
I'm just telling you what I saw. I really wanted to hear your opinion about this fake news that came out.
Why? It's fake news.
Because
what would my opinion be? My opinion is that it's stupid because it's fake.
Because your opinion would have been great. That's why.
I will give you my opinion right now, and it's fake and it's stupid. There's no point in reacting to fake news because it's not real.
I know. I really wanted to hear your opinion about this.
I just gave it to you.
Yeah, you did. All right. Well, I guess that does it for us. The Inquisitive Mamba Podcast is on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast. Episode 117 is in the books. It was great to have Max on. As always, guys, we hit 1 million views on YouTube 2 weeks ago. Also, Max got monetized on his Max Adams YouTube account, so go make sure to check out that.
On Max Adams.
YouTube, Max Adams, YouTube, The Inquisitive Mamba Podcast. We will see you guys next week. Make sure to tune in as always. Week 1 NFL coming up here. Week 1 of college football recap. Week 2 preview. WNBA, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese drama. Taylor Swift is back with the NFL fans. It's going to be a great week 1 of the NFL. We'll see you guys next time.
Let's go.